Hey, hello YouTubers, this is NYC Prepper, and today's video is about surviving the dangers in New York City and any city for that matter, because these cities that are so congested with people, and I'm gonna concentrate on New York City because that's where I am from formerly. Um, I was born and raised and lived in New York City until 2020. And when 2020 kicked in, I moved out and I currently live in my hunting property that I bought for years ago in upstate New York. And I am a few hours away from New York City. And, I believe that God is looking out for me. He purposely took me out of the city because he knew the type of man that I am. And he just wanted me to be safe and kept me out of there. Now, I still go to the city often. I have business down there and friends and other things. And but the city's always been, you've always had to be careful to live in New York City. Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, always, even back in the 80s, the 90s, but now it's worse than ever. Now, because there are so many mentally disturbed people living in the streets. And these people are not living in the streets for a year and then they disappear. They don't do that. All right? There was just a murder. Some guy went on a stabbing spree in Manhattan and murdered 3 people with a knife. Okay, no gun. So, no, it wasn't an AK-47 that we gotta make them illegal. Well, what about all knives? You want to make them illegal too? Because this guy just killed 3 people, and a knife attack is more vicious than a gun attack. Sometimes, you get shot with a gun, it goes in and out, but with a knife, you're gonna bleed out right away. It's very, very, very bad. It's and so anyway, one thing that you guys got to know is a lot of these guys, all the bad guys, not a lot of them, all of them, they have guns or knives on them, or both, So if you're roaming around the city and your mind is not in a defensive, you have to be defensive all the time. I know people are gonna say, "Oh no, I refuse to live my life like that. I don't want to be scared. I'm not." It's not a matter of being scared. It's a matter of being smart. You are in a danger zone, whether you believe it in your little cuckoo mind or not. You're in a danger zone. I'll tell you why. Let's get back to knife attacks. New York City is so congested, every block has hiding spots where a crazy person like this guy who just attacked 3 people randomly, didn't know who they were, okay? One person was a construction worker in the West Side, West 19th Street, on his way to work. And this guy, cuckoo guy, and when you see his face, I'm going to show it to you in a little while. I'll show you guys the clip, the news clip. When you see his face, you know he's mentally disturbed. You know he's homeless. But what happens in New York and New Yorkers is they are so used to the homeless being there that people walk right by the homeless. within inches of them, because they're laying on the floor there in the middle of the street. So you have no choice, but you do have a choice. Or at the bare minimum, you should be aware and suspicious of that person, that crazy person might attack you for no reason. They attack people every day in the subway. And mostly these are homeless people who are mentally disturbed. There are thousands of them living in the city on the streets. This guy in particular, who just finished killing 3 people, I've seen him numerous times. When I saw his face on TV, I said, holy smoke, I've seen that guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I lived on 23rd Street near First Avenue. This is called Kips Bay, close to the East River. Beautiful. I loved it there. Well, not really. Now that I think about it. It was nice at one time, I'll tell you that. One time. I had lived in a very nice building, security guards, gymnasiums, very clean, nice. But when you stepped outside, there were crazy people. Why? Bellevue Hospital was right up the street, a couple of blocks away. And then you had NYU and the Veterans Hospital across the street. And so we had a lot of mentally disturbed people in the neighborhood. I've had a couple of scuffles with a few of them. I remember, because I'm not the type of person who I can't, that's why I believe that God took me out of there, because I do things. That's my mindset. I'm not fearful. I'm always aware and thinking that the possibility that something or some crazy person might try to do something and attack me. So they'll never get a chance with this guy. But most of you people out there who live in New York City, and you're walking around all on Shalad, and you hear this every single day. I'm talking to my ex-wife, who travels the subway every day from Brooklyn to Upper Manhattan and risks her life. And when I tell her that, she laughs at me. Nothing's going to happen. And my son, he travels the subways. I worry for him, even though he is a professional bodybuilder. He's looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger already. He's 22 years old, and I worry for him. I have a daughter who also takes the subway in New York City. But when I talk to, especially my daughter, for some reason, when I talk to her about it, she doesn't want to hear it. They all have a little toughness in them. I think they got it from me, But still, it's not just being tough. It's being prepared. You have to be prepared. So you have to be a prepper. A prepper means you prepare for everything. You prepare for attacks. The world is going crazy, guys. I'm looking at right now. It looks like they want to start a war with Russia, and Russia is happy to oblige, it looks like. Before Donald Trump gets in there, if he ever gets in there. And anyway, when I go to the city, I go there for entertainment. I got friends. I no longer live there, but I have business down there sometimes. So I go to the city. But when I go to the city, I go armed. Okay? I go armed. And no, I do not go with a gun. No, a gun is illegal in New York City. I'm too old to break the law to go to jail. And too smart for that. Okay? Yes, I wish I had a gun. Hell yeah. Would I ever use it? Probably not. And if I ever did have to use a gun, and I've seen so many videos of people defending themselves, and you got a crazy guy who's walking up on you. He's coming up on you. He's coming up on you. Coming up on you, right? And the guy's backing up. The guy's backing up. He's showing the gun. Stop or I'll shoot. Stop or I'll shoot. Stop or I'll shoot. And boom, he shoots and he kills the guy. And he gets away with it. But you know what? He could have shot him in the leg. You know, that's what I would do. I'd take his legs out because he's cuckoo. Why kill the person? And why, you know, even go through the through this ordeal? You know? So when I go in the city, and I'm going down there, I'll tell you what. I used to rely on a cane for many years because I couldn't walk for 7 years because I took a 7-story fall, and I recovered from it. So no longer do I need this. I don't need this. I can kick, I can run, I can do everything I used to do before because I've recovered, thank Jesus Christ and thank God. But when I go to the city, this baby goes along with me. If I'm going to ride that subway, this bad boy goes along with me. Because this is a weapon / cane mobility device that's totally legal. You can walk into a courtroom with this. I have. You can go anywhere with this and they cannot say anything. But if somebody pulls a knife on me, there's no other weapon that I would prefer to have than this. With this weapon, I have a 5-foot reach advantage to that knife. 3 feet of this cane and another 2 feet of your arm. And if you know how to use this weapon, you will disarm that knife attack. You'll have a much better chance than not having it. You'll have an incredible chance. This is a cane master, not just a regular cane. It is a regular cane, but it's made of hickory, and it's a 1-inch dowel. And this is a cane master. Cane Master is the company that I bought this cane from. This is the most plain, simple cane that they have. They have a bunch of other ones that are fancy. They have like real pointy beaks here where you can just tear people apart and all sorts of stuff on the cane itself. And I decided not to get that because you want to go gray, man. You don't need for that cane to look like a self-defense weapon. You need for that cane to look like a cane. And that's what this looks like. But it's the same thing. And I'll show you guys something here. And I don't endorse this company. I mean, I don't, I'll endorse them right now. But they're having a sale, Black Friday sale, and it's good till sometime in December, 15% off. That's the name of the company, Cane Master. And you can buy this one cane here in particular for, I think they're about, was it like $60, $70. This is the Dojo training cane. This is the simplest one. This is all you need. Okay? Work out with this cane. Don't be embarrassed to walk with it. I'm not embarrassed with it because when I'm walking with this guy, I'm pimping, son. I'm like, and sometimes I'll have it like here, you know what I mean? I'm like this, and I'm walking normal with it, and people saying, "Whoa, all right." But besides the cane, when I'm in the city, I have other weapons that I carry with me, and I'll show you them right now. Okay? In the city, in New York City, it is legal to carry a blade, a knife, under 3 inches. So, what I do is I always keep one here. I'll show you where. Right there, underneath. That's a neck knife. You see that? That little tiny knife right there could save your ass if somebody comes and grabs it from behind and you start stabbing their leg. Okay, and they can't really do much for this. Look at the size of this thing. It's so tiny. But it's deadly. It's deadly. Okay. So I keep it around my neck. I'll show you. Underneath my shirt or my hoodie or whatever. And it's there, and it's very fast to grab because I have a lanyard on it. See that? I don't have to look around for it. I could just stick my hand and I'll feel that lanyard right away and pull, and it's in my hands and it's going to work. Besides my neck knife, let me put it away for a second. I also carry can you see it? Oh yeah, there it is. Gel pepper spray. Alright, so pepper spray, you know, can you get in trouble for having pepper spray? Not really. They sell them. I mean, you know, you have to have something. But not only do I carry this gel pepper spray, carry two of them. I carry two of them. I'll put one in one pocket, one on one side, one on the other side. Why? Because if I'm attacked by a group of a gang, this will go in a few squirts. I'll take out a few of them. You don't want the spray one. You want the gel. Okay, that spray one is like hairspray. It's going to go all over the place, including in your face, especially if there's wind. Okay, that spray one, you can only use it indoors. So this could happen outdoors. This gel will stick to their face and their eyes. It will mark them so the police can find them. And they're going to burn, baby, burn. But just in case, I keep two. Now, am I too extreme? Some people think so. But I think you guys who don't prepare, you're the stupid ones, eh? You're the stupid ones. You live in the city. You know every single day that these crimes happen. And you don't prepare for it. You have no idea how to prepare for it. But you should have something, and you should run that scenario in your mind of you using these weapons. You should try to train with these weapons. Another weapon that I recommend, I don't have one now, is, well, I do have this one here, but a flashlight. A flashlight. Not this. I have a self-defense flashlight, which is made of all black metal steel. It's got a couple of grooves up here in the front, and it's very, very powerful. So when you flash that in somebody's eyes, and you use this as a hammer fist, right? As a hammer fist. You got to practice hammer fists. Hammer fists are it's a great punch in the street. A hammer fist, you're not going to injure yourself. It's fast. It comes from every different angles. And if you have something in your hand, okay, it works very well. Look at this. You see this? It's a pencil. Sometimes I carry this pencil with me. This one happens not to be sharpened because I have a bunch of them. I buy them at Home Depot. They're 20 cents each. So you pick up 5 for $1, you sharpen that edge, and you keep the sucker in your pocket. It's a carpenter's pencil. It's the flat one. It's made flat so it doesn't roll when you put it on a table. It doesn't roll away. And by the way, just so you know, this measurement here is 1/2 inch. And if you turn it to the side, it's 1/4 of an inch. In case of an emergency, you can actually use this to measure. But this is a carpenter's pencil. And can you break it if you go like this? Yeah, you can break it, but can you break it if you go like this as a hammer fist? No. No, you can hit. Why am I able to hit myself like this so hard, eh? Is it because I'm made of steel? Not really, I'll show you why. In New York City, it's getting very dangerous. And has always been, but now it's worse than ever. Now we got talk about World War III. We have talk about civil unrest in the city. Okay? Anything could happen down there. Okay? And if it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to be in the cities. It's not going to be in the countryside up here where I'm at. People up here are so nice. I could leave my door open and sleep well. Of course, I got 2 dogs that will warn me of anything coming my way. But with all this talk about World War, Civil War, eventually you need some type of, because people, look at this guy. He attacked people from the back. He attacked them from all over the place. So let me show you guys something. Hang on. I gotta take my hat off now. Hang on. Yes, I do have hair. Lots of it. See what I was wearing? Body armor, baby. Why? Because the world is getting crazy. And I'm going to tell you something. Some places it's illegal to have body armor, right? Some places it's illegal. I think even maybe in New York City could be. They want you totally disarmed and with no protection. But times have changed, guys. I'm sorry to say. All right? You need to protect yourself. Look at this. Let me show you guys here. Let's watch this a little bit on TV. Where the heck is the remote control? Here it is right in front of me. All right, let's see this guy here. I pressed the wrong button. I turned the TV off. Right in the middle of my video here. But yeah, guys. Let's give it a second to start up. When you're walking down the streets of New York or any big city where there's a lot of people, or even little cities that are dangerous, you have to be aware of your surroundings 360 degrees. Not only 270 degrees up here in the front. You got to worry about what's behind you. So that means that every once in a while you got to turn around. If you see some suspicious guy walking behind you, don't just assume that he's not. Assume that they might attack you, and put that scenario in your mind. What are you going to do? You need to train, okay? The only way not to freeze and not to have fear is through training. You have to know that you know how to protect yourself. And that only comes through training. That's why, when my son called me up, he's like a professional bodybuilder, and he's telling me, Dad, go on the treadmill a half hour a day, and burn, some calories on the treadmill a half hour a day. And my son, the student, is teaching the master, and I told him, well, son, I do that every day, but I don't go on a treadmill. Okay, I'm not too crazy about treadmills. I burn calories hitting the heavy bag. And I'm a senior, and I kick it, and I punch it, and I train with my cane. Y'all can laugh about it, all right? But look at my videos, and if anybody pulls a knife out on me and I got this baby in my hands, they're going to the hospital for a long, long time. They're not going to walk. They're going to break their legs. Okay, hopefully they don't force me to hit them in the head and kill them with this thing, because I'll try not to. But that's how it is when you live in the city. Hang on, let's see if I can find that. And thank you for hanging out for such a long time, guys. Holy shit, I'll lose everything. Alright. People get stabbed in the subway every day. And they're down, they're unprotected. You know, I would have something that's legal, at least, like, to protect myself. Because no matter how bad you think you are, you might be a young cat, and you think you're taking up martial arts, and you're a bad fighter, and everything. Well, buddy, in the streets, it's a different story, because people pull weapons out on you, and they gang up on you, 2 or 3 people at a time. And what do you do then if you haven't been training for that, and you're not prepared to? You don't have an equalizer to equalize, the attack, such as a little 2-inch neck knife that's legal. That, if the cops catch you with this, what are they going to do? They're going to, in a liberal city like New York City, they let people out all the time for so many crimes. You need to learn how to defend yourself. And, I lost this. Where the hell was it? Here we go. I found it. Let me put it on. Sorry for that long delay, guys. Check it out.
In your corner store to buy a Powerball ticket.
Oh, commercial.
On your couch, click on the phone. ABC's Kana Whitworth here to explain. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, hey, George, good morning to you. So, $1 and a...
All right, sorry about the commercial.
No words exchanged, no property taken, just attacked instead viciously.
3 people brutally stabbed across Manhattan. Police say one man was behind the seemingly random attacks. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Steve Lacey.
And I'm Natasha Verma. As we come on the air tonight, we're learning the 3rd stabbing victim has died. This is the man, Ramon Rivera. Police say he's responsible for stabbing and killing 2 men and 1 woman. The killing spree began just before 8:30 this morning with the first victim, a construction worker.
Fox 5's Kendall Green live in Chelsea with the latest of the charges Rivera is facing tonight. Kendall.
Hi, good evening, Steve and Natasha. This news will absolutely devastate at least 3 families. I mean, we know that the victims were just starting their week before they were brutally stabbed to death. And we just saw the suspect, Ramon Rivera, being walked out of the 10th precinct, where he's facing at least 3 counts of murder surrounding that deadly stabbing rampage. 3 stabbing scenes fanned across Manhattan Monday morning. As we're getting a first look at the suspect police say was responsible. They walked him out of the 10th precinct Monday night after killing 2 men and a woman.
We have 3 innocent New Yorkers who's going about their lives.
There goes the mayor with the swag.
The victim of a terrible, terrible assault.
Surveillance video shows 51-year-old Ramon Rivera shortly before the attacks. He's seen putting on gloves and then moments later pulling what appears to be a knife from a backpack and putting it in the front pocket of his sweatshirt. It appears the same gloves were captured on camera with this pair of knives left on scene.
I saw the knives after I came out of the consulate building on the ground within the scene.
Police say Rivera began the stabbing spree just before 8:30 near West 19th Street and 8th Avenue when he approached a 36-year-old construction worker, stabbing him in the abdomen. He was pronounced dead at Bellevue Hospital. Then 2 hours later, on East 30th Street near the FDR, police say Rivera stabbed a 68-year-old who was just fishing along the East River. He wouldn't survive either. And just 30 minutes later on 42nd Street and First Avenue, another unprovoked attack by Rivera. This time, authorities reported he stabbed a 36-year-old woman multiple times. That victim was later pronounced dead at the Cornell Medical Center.
I saw the guys in suit and earphones rushing and trying to look for a suspect. And he pointed towards that homeless guy because apparently he was doing something.
The suspect has a criminal history and is said to have severe mental health issues, with charges on record across 3 states. Meanwhile, 3 souls violently ripped from their families.
Yeah, guys, like I said, I seen that guy in the neighborhood when I lived there. I lived in Kips Bay on 23rd and 1st for, oh my God, 50 years. And in 2020, I moved up here. But during that time that I was living down there, he was in the neighborhood all the time, walking around. A lot of mentally disturbed people in the city. I lived not too far from Bellevue Hospital, where they had this special hospital full of crazy people that go over there and get their medication. So they were always out there in the streets. And in this instance, he approached all 3 people. He had to approach them, right? He didn't just zap up in front of them and stab them. He had to approach them. So the people in New York are so used to homeless people, and they walk right by them, and they don't anticipate that person is going to lunge at you and attack you. Then that's what happens. You become a victim. You have to have that mentality. If I was waiting... All right, if I was a construction worker and I seen that guy walking towards me, or we're walking past each other, okay, and I seen him that he's mentally cuckoo, I would stay a distance from him. I'd step over a couple of feet, so that way when he tries to lunge to me, I have enough time to react. Okay, where the guy he got killed, the fisherman on 30th Street and East River, I used to fish there. That's a hot spot for striped bass, believe it or not. By the UN building. It always has been. And so it's sort of like a little secluded, right? You're by the river. So if you see this guy walking towards you, what do you're going to expect that he's going to come up to you and ask you for money, right? And you don't do nothing. All of a sudden he pulls out a knife and attacks you. No. Don't anticipate or expect that. Oh, maybe he's just asking for money. It's okay. He might not be dangerous. No. Think the worst and hope for the best. Say, yo, this guy's dangerous. He's walking up to me like that. Let me stop him right now. Okay. And you need to be prepared. You need to prepare. You need to have something. That's the way the world is nowadays, guys. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's how it is. God bless you all. Prepare to stay ready for whatever comes your way. Always. Bye.